Hellos! So we're doing a Seth video here. Those who don't know Seth, his last name is a misspelling of Zeech, like his first name is a misspelling of Seth. But so it's like Seth Zeech, but it's like Zenichi or something. It's a little hard to say. So yes, we're doing Seth. And we're doing the recording of Crusader Kings 2 review. You Cannot Afford Family Edition.
Hey people, Seth here.
Also, I noticed that one of the starting videos, Underrealm, that is a really good game. It is really good. It's kind of like Metroid, but it's more of the old school Fallout 1 style, where everything is top-down, isometrical, turn-based combat and that stuff. Really good, many different ways to build your character. You can be a stealth sniper. All the builds are really strong, really powerful. Like, you can build so many cool things. You can have magical powers, which, might be a little more on the more difficult side because it does sap like a third of your HP permanently. you can't have HP and magic at the same time. But yeah, Underrealm's great.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a game.
What was that, Seth?
Hey people.
Okay. Fuck.
People, Seth here. Today, I'll be...
He had him breaking metronome's back.
Be covering a game which really tests the limits of my ADD medication. A game where you can grow an empire, watch it prosper, only to stub your toe, die from an infection, and watch your empire dissolve because you have no idea how inheritance works. Catch cancer, beat cancer by praying it away. Thanks God. Spend money, invest into your own people. Lose your money, go heavily into debt. Borrow money from the Jews. Consider paying them back. Keep it instead by expelling the Jews from your country. Don't feel bad about it. We've been expelled so often, you really won't hurt our feelings if you do it again. Marry your sister. Divorce your sister because she's too old. Marry her daughter instead. Turn your family tree into a family circle and watch your dynasty burn to the ground as your children collect every chromosome known to man. Of course, I'm talking about the most prolific, complex, and intricate medieval incest simulator on the market today. Crusader Kings 2. Crusader Kings 2 is a game covering near...
It's so true. Everything you just said was so true. So I'm gonna hide those.
Nearly 700 years of human history, during which time we treated each other very, very well. Religious tolerance was at an all-time high. Human life was short and painful, and the man amputating your leg could probably also trim your beard. In other words, the good old days, but with...
Yeah, the character editor.
modern technology, those good old days can be experienced all over again from the perspective of a single person you pick from the world map, who is then forced to live through your terrible decisions. CK.
You do have a lot of terrible decisions. I don't know if anyone would want to watch me play this, but it is a hilarious game.
2 falls under the definition of grand strategy.
You lost, kid. His sign clearly says 200 IQ and above.
Which might lead you to believe it's a strategy game. In truth, grand strategy is neither grand nor strategic. You just paint the map with color crayons and then upload your meme image of a Holy Roman Empire onto Reddit for those sick upvotes. Grand strategy is to strategy what Doom is to the field of literature. Doom is not a very good book. In fact, it's not a book at all. So, don't feel intimidated. This game is actually just a very simple Excel spreadsheet with a lot of poor UI scaling, but
it is true.
That's not the point of it. The point is the characters, which behave as uncontrollable
Crusade for Jerusalem. Grand announced the Pope declares another crusade for Jerusalem. The Christian lords gathered from all across the world and bring crusaders forth to the kingdom. And to bring Jerusalem into the folds of the Christian kingdoms and out of the infidel hands. Jerusalem's hands have been under the tyranny, rule of blah blah, but with upcoming Christian onslaught, it's only a matter of time before he will fall. God will grant him remission of sins of anyone partaking in the righteous war.
Agents of chaos that act and react to everything you do, often in the most unpredictable, illogical.
My Vtuber has requested that a low-ranking magistrate serve him rather than me directly. That's so Duke has requested a lower-ranking magistrate serve him rather than me directly.
Logical and insane way possible.
When I staggered out the rose bush, I was head past my head filled with carnal but vague memories. I am bleeding all over from the cruel thorn bush. Bloodless Dryad has extracted her price.
In other words, they act exactly like humans. But what is your objective in Crusader Kings 2? Well, the same objective as every human being. As Oscar Wilde once said,
you've got the World of Warcraft mod. That's the World of Warcraft mod. I recognize that. That's such an old mod. I was trying to pause it.
Well, the same objective as every human being. As Oscar
being gay is pretty gay, but not as gay as marriage.
Said, everything in the world is about sex. Except sex. Sex is about power. Power is what you're ultimately trying to gain. And in the medieval world...
Yeah, I called it. There's the World of Warcraft models. Oh, that's funny that I could recognize the World of Warcraft mod.
There are only two ways of reaching that power: war and marriage. Essentially, you're sleeping your way to the top, and in the process, you pray you don't get poisoned, cucked, or inbred before your genes can pass on. You pray you...
Well, Chief Blackhead ascended to heaven. He died under suspicious circumstances. A greedy man, he was often remarked on the need to tax his people into space. A wicked man by Blackhand will certainly pay for his sins in the afterlife. Chief, the formidable duelist, we expect him to excel in the tournaments and personal combat alike. Long live Chief Duel.
You don't get poisoned.
Wait, why does it zoom in on the poison?
You pray you don't get poisoned.
Oh, okay. It's probably suspicious circumstance.
Cucked or...
I want to see the... Yes, you can get cucked in this game.
And in the process, you pray you don't get poisoned, cucked, or... Cucked or... You don't get poisoned, cucked, or...
Damn it, Seth!
You pray you don't get poisoned.
A late night with my brother. The late nights, the way my brother Dahol has stopped touching me. Wait, what? Or even looked at me, and now the whispers of him that faintly chants fascinating Chieftain Dorel of the Black Clan. I can't take it anymore. Oh my god, that's even worse. Oh man.
Cucked or inbred.
Inbred. Oh, and that's that's an actual trait, the inbred, but the even best is the trait called cooked. You can literally get that put on your character.
Bred before your genes can pass on to the next generation. If you fail to preserve your bloodline, your dynasty ends and the game is over. You can't just pass on your genes, you gotta look after them too. Unless, of course, your seduction skills are so high that every woman in a 100-kilometer radius is already knocked up with your kids. Children aren't exactly the best at staying alive. Your child could be killed during a mass archery incident by
yeah, your children die a lot in this game.
some madman armed with an automatic crossbow, or simply smothered by his own pillow, by his own mother, holding the pillow. So, much like stocks and investment, I recommend diversifying your assets. Luckily, the same applies to your potential rivals. One of my favorite things in this game is performing late-term abortions. Now, infanticide is not something I support.
Yeah, there are a lot of late-term abortions.
It's something I recommend. Remember, if you can't kill your enemies today, you can still destroy them tomorrow. Whether or not your dynasty can survive entropy and uncertainty will depend on how tactfully you can balance the needs and wants of your realm, which is completely impossible. Your vassals always want more land, your wife always wants more jewelry, and your brother always wants more land. Your wife always wants more jewelry.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What if they had Seth's video if it wasn't for yeah. The really familiar object in the bottom.
And your brother always wants more of your wife. Try to satisfy everyone, and you'll end up satisfying no one. Which is why the secret to a long reign is disposing of everyone who doesn't like you. After that, you're safe, secure, and absolutely at the mercy of this game's RNG system. Aside from conscious action,
Yep.
schemes, and intrigue, this game is actually played by hitting the spacebar and letting time flow by. What does time hold in store?
Yep. That's that's the number one thing you're gonna be doing. You hit the space bar and let time progress. And you do that until you get like 50 pop-ups suddenly just happening all at once. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Pause.
For you, surprises. A lot of
Surprises. The Brotherhood of the Horse.
flow by. What does time hold in store?
The invasion from... If I play this, I probably will need to play like the WoW version, because that one's fun.
For you, surprise.
They have all sorts of ones. They have like one for Elder Scrolls, there's a World of Darkness, you know, there's a lot of them.
Surprises. A lot of surprises. And you're gonna hate every single one of them. 99% of the gameplay is based on random events. Some are good, some are bad, and you're completely powerless.
Some are bad.
Is based on random events. Some are good, some are bad.
I'm sure with Chad, my husband will be pleased.
And you're completely powerless to stop them. Having a great time? Not anymore. You've got the plague, you've got syphilis, you've got lover's pox from sleeping with your maid. What do? Well, the only thing you can do, put your trust and faith in your doctor and hope for the best. Also, execute your maid for giving you an STI. The
Yeah.
doctor manages to cure your plague. A miracle. But the syphilis? That's gonna be a gift that keeps on giving. Thank your doctor. Then execute him for incompetence. Order a new doctor. He's insane, paranoid, and probably a spy from Imperial China. But you know what? He might just be the guy for the job. It turns out he wasn't the guy for the job, and two of your direct heirs are now dead. They found rice grains in their chamber, but no conclusive evidence. Oh well. Anyway, your spy master
Oh, what was that for the spy master?
brains in their chamber, but no conclusive evidence. Oh well. Anyway, your
Spy master Mittens the kitten. I mean, let me at least see his spy master stats. Oh, 0.
found rice grains in their chamber, but no conclusive evidence. Oh well. Anyway, you're anyway.
Seth. Mittens the Kitten says a 0 in espionage. Yeah, he definitely couldn't see much. That's really good. Man, you're gonna be converting a lot of your land with that. 20? Damn, that's good.
Anyway, your spy master informs you that your doctor is trying to murder you. You confront him and make him feel very guilty about it. He agrees to stop trying to murder you. More of your children end up dead. Also, while you were battling a lifelong struggle with STIs, your wife was having an affair with your other wife. You've got two, actually. God bless being a Muslim. Luckily, lesbianism is no risk to your dynasty. Yes, in Crusader Kings 2, having a homosexual wife is probably the best decision you could possibly make, but it doesn't save you because your doctor just saved you from a life of sexually transmitted disease by killing you with a lethal dose of Chinese herbal remedies. So try hard as you might, all your
yes, if you do get I've actually done. You can actually encourage your wives to date each other.
Your efforts will eventually come to ruin. You'll get cucked, and then you die. Quit the game and start again. Ultimately, you're playing Crusader King 2 for journey, not the outcome. And the stories you create in the process are unique to your experience. No game will go quite the same, which is
no game will never go the same. One game you have. What game you have? Like Vikings in the Mideast. It's crazy and wild.
is why there's no reason for me to explain mechanics. Instead, let me share some stories. Once, I played as Charlemagne, king of the Franks. After my brother died of entirely natural causes, I was left to think on how I would conquer the rest of Europe. However, RNG interrupted my schemes. Just like that, I woke up one day, and I was gay. Most unfortunate. However, fortunately for me, another man of immense power was simultaneously struck with homo lust, the Pope. And so, I seduced the Pope. Pope Stephanus III was an utterly geriatric recluse, but I knew deep down inside his soul, he was just misunderstood. I wrote him a romantic poem. Roses are red.
These are great stories because stuff like this really does happen in the game. It's the most random batshit crazy shit that happens, and it's hilarious. That's like why people play the game. It's just because of the random RNG of this has happened.
Violets are blue. I like penis, and so do you. My words reached him and had their intended effect inside his heart. And soon, I was inside the Pope. The church was oblivious to our forbidden love. They had no idea old Stephanus was aching for more than just back pain. Turns out, it was very advantageous to have the Pope as your lover. Any piece of Catholic land I wanted, he granted. In exchange for French sausage, I received the entire Christian continent. And that's the historically accurate account of how Charlemagne took Europe, by taking the Pope's ass. In another game, I played as the Polish because I enjoy being abused by my enemies and my supposed friends who need more land. How much more land? Well, however much I had. Luckily, the bubonic plague began to ravage Europe. I lost most of my territory from before, so I didn't feel too bad about it. My peasants and their livelihood were now somebody else's problem. Meanwhile, myself and my court went into hiding. The gates were shut, the keys were thrown away, until
the bubonic plague can really change the world.
Till all of this boils over. However, we had another problem. Food, or the lack of it.
Yeah. When you shut the gates, you start going off your food stocks, and if you don't have any, you're kind of out of luck.
Didn't really think about that. I assumed every kingdom in the Middle Ages just had a Tesco Express around the corner. So we waited, we starved, and then we found an amazing solution. Why not eat the rest of a court? I mean, they're not working anyway, so we did just that. And it was entirely sustainable because I kept repeatedly inviting beautiful women to join my court, to be consumed by the court. I'm not...
Yes. These are great stories. I have not had either one of these experiences, but I can understand the game doing it.
Proud of what I did, but I did what I had to, which it turned out was completely unnecessary. Apparently, Poland was not affected by the Black Plague, and I sort of just freaked out, and...
He wasn't paying attention to the symbols.
Ate a lot of innocent people for absolutely no reason. Look, I'm not very good at this game. Luckily, such horrific events are unlikely in modern times because of modern healthcare and sanitation. However, if a plague did have to start somewhere, would you like to say modern times because of modern...
This shows you how bad the plague has gotten in this one place. So it's like, all right, so this shows that there's a decent amount of deaths. Then you get this one where the piling up the bodies and burning them, and then when the Reaper's there, this Providence is just gone. There's no saving that Providence.
Healthcare and sanitation. However, if a plague did have to start somewhere, would you like to say a few? Well, would you like to say a few words about our mold?
Yes, stop filming it. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not the one responsible for you guys leaving organic matter for so long that we have fluffy organic matter.
Well, I was about to get rid of it until you put it on display for the world to see. Now let me...
That would definitely be inside my friend's apartment. For my last game, I decided to break history and play with custom parameters. I designed it so every country was ruled by teenage girls aged 14 and over. It was pure chaos. It was a period of intense suffering. Also, I later found out I forgot to turn off Great Conquerors, so eventually, most of a known world was overrun by Genghis Khan and her teenage sorority. Luckily, she mostly left me alone.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that is great. I love it.
Unfortunately, even if I got a matrilineal marriage, heir succession laws would mean that any child I produce might try and overthrow me. I was screwed, figuratively. But once again, RNG tossed me a bone. Through intense meditation and satanic rituals, I became immortal. On the other hand, I also became an insane lunatic. And one day, in the style of Caligula, I replaced one of my counselors with a horse. I was infatuated, yet I couldn't marry him. Our legal system infatuated, yet counselors with a horse.
That is an offense. You can, like you saw earlier, the cat, you can replace people with animals.
Horse. I was infatuated.
Wait, what?
With a horse. I was infatuated, yet I couldn't marry him. Our legal system was not advanced enough to consider human-horse relations. More importantly, the game didn't let me, so I used an exploit. I made my horse a bishop, and in the process of turning my pony into a priest, he automatically filled an entire kingdom with horses, which somehow could be married. So I married and made love to a horse, producing an entire royal line of children that had no concern for the decadent ways of man. They were
Oh my gosh. I did not even know about this exploit. Oh, I'm doubting they patched it out. That game's been abandoned for so long. So, yes, you probably can't do that.
pure and majestic. Their only concerns were eating carrots and shitting on the streets. At this point, my queen was like a bakery because she was getting bread. There's many stories to tell, but you get the general idea. Every game you ever play will start with honest, sincere intentions, which will inevitably be corrupted.
I don't know about that, Seth. I really have not played the game serious for a long time.
and reduced to the most depraved and malicious acts you could ever conceive. But hey, it's fun. Of course, no game like Crusader Kings 2 is complete without multiplayer.
The game is literally nicknamed Tyranny Simulator for a reason.
And friends, which always ends with everyone sleeping with your wife. This happens so often that I sleep with everyone else's wife, just in case.
It sounds like Seth has fucked every man's wife at the moment, so...
I'm only fucking 3 men's wives.
That's because there's only 3 men in Vale.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, you and your friends playing under the same ruler, vassals of same rules, and trying to make an empire. That's always fun, too.
In this fucking country.
Multiplayer is great. Some of the best shenanigans take place in multiplayer, and luckily, only the host has to have the 3 billion DLC packs necessary.
Sadly, not anymore. Ever since the game became free to play, everyone has to own the DLCs. Or pay for the $9 pack. I really hate the fact that they did that. It's like, you 3 little cunts. Oh. Maybe YouTube won't notice that.
To make this game playable. The base game, much like a woman in her mid-40s, is a bit
at least the DLCs do go on sale like crazy. It's like you can pick up all of them for like $20 at some points of the year.
barren. You really need the DLC to add some basic features that should have been in the base game. I think CK2 is a wonderful game, but it's also a game published by Paradox.
They used to be a good company. I don't know what happened.
Which is why, even though I love it, I can't recommend it, because the whole damn thing costs around anything from $120 to $200. With that same amount of money, you can satisfy your daily caloric intake for 17 to 28 days, on nothing but dollar menu cheeseburgers from McDonald's, one of the most basic and essential components to human life. But if you've got the money to spare, go for it. Or just marry someone rich. Most people do it for a visa, you can do it for video games. Alternatively, there are ways to obtain the DLC. Southeast London, hole in the wall. Take the USB stick and don't look back. If you do, run. If you hesitate, I'm not responsible and I don't know you. Good luck. And if you're not fully
Oh, that's funny.
satisfied, don't worry. There's an entire modding community out there to fix all your issues. And it's not too
Yeah. Oh, look, there's the Elder Scrolls, Elder Kings.
difficult to mod the game yourself. In my case, I was getting PTSD from all the death sounds, which play each time a family member bites the dust. Which, well, have a listen for yourself. I think you
They do have some pretty intense death sounds.
agree these are a little bit unnerving, so I replaced every
Yep, yeah, they are. I totally agree with you, Seth, on that one.
death sound with a bass-boosted sound clip of Lego Yoda. Now this is
Yes. I think that is actually one of the more popular mods.
much more soothing to the ears. I don't even mind when people die now. It sounds great. Final score. I hope you enjoyed reading this essay as much as I enjoyed writing it. After playing this game for so long,
Ireland. Yeah, you could literally start on Ireland, which is kind of known as the Noob Island. Get your feet wet, understand the game, and then do this.
I finally figured out its purpose. The primary goal of Crusader Kings 2, and perhaps life itself, isn't about living a good or bad life. It's about living an interesting life, and inevitably, to die an interesting death. So, you can loudly proclaim on your deathbed, "Thank God, I didn't waste it all on a boring life." Once you're dead and buried, you won't just be a footnote in
Oh, damn, he racked up a lot of points. Rules for 5 days.
history. You'll be an interesting footnote in history. Take and do whatever you please in this life, because eventually it ends, and life can take anything and everything away from you, except your stories. So, better make them interesting, because we're all heading towards the same destination. 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I think it's very interesting. However, I'm always filled with regret and a constant state of what ifs. What if I just spent all that money on cheeseburgers? Would I be happier? I don't know. I guess it would depend on whether the burgers were fresh or just the hot stale garbage they leave for a couple of hours. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos.
The peasants in some realms are becoming convinced the Jews are behind the recent epidemic under increased pressure from some to condemn the Jews or from some others to protect them.
You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Crush my car.
These videos, you're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Crush my car with a rock I must. Maximum pain I must endure. Okay, here we go.
So it's just gonna be this.
Endure my heart.
What?
Rock. Endure my heart.
Ah, Seth. Great work. Those who haven't played it, you can at least give the base game a try for free. Like I said, it's now free, so you can play it whenever. Give it a go, see if you like it, and who knows, you might enjoy it. The amazing, crazy things that happen. And if you enjoy it, start grabbing a couple of DLCs. It is one of those amazing, crazy, and just hilarious games because, like you said, you could be a lover of the Pope and all sorts of other things like eating people when there's no plague outside. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!